All right, good morning, everyone. Can you all hear me? Good. I don't see that
I
the
can hear.
jail has logged in.
They haven't.
Okay, so we're holding for the jail. Okay, I guess we'll be on a brief hold until they join. Are they in the waiting room, Mr. Jordan?
They're not in the waiting room. They just came on.
Okay. Good morning.
Come on.
Oh, good to see you, Miss Kim. It's been a while. How are you? We
Yes.
can't hear you. You're muted. Oh, there you are. Can I hear you? Say something, Miss Kim.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Are you, who's there with you today?
Thank you. Yes. Saints Ramsey here, Officer Doreen Endengold is here.
Okay. Have you had a chance to interview the majority of your of your clients this morning?
Yes, except that ACDC, I was waiting for like 40 minutes yesterday, but then I was told that I had to come back because none of officers were able to reach my client.
Okay. So we may have to take that up in turn. All right. All right, I'm going to get started. I see there are parties in the courtroom. This is the state all-purpose calendar in the state court of Fulton County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams, and today is February 27th of 2025. All defendants, please pay attention. These are, you have certain rights today. First, you have the absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to counsel. As you can see, I am conducting this hearing remotely. It is being recorded and broadcast as a live stream. That means any member of the public can log on and watch. When I ask if you understand your rights, those are the rights to which I'm referring. Please indicate yes if you do so understand. I'm ready to begin. Are we ready at the two? Can we take the first position?
Yes, Your Honor, ready to do. We can start with position number 7 and 8, Mr. Brewster.
Okay. And the announcement for that one, is it Mr. White? What's the announcement for that one?
It's a negotiated plea, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Brewster, you have two cases this morning. One is an FTA, so we won't read that one, but the case is 24 CR 5722A, in which you're charged with criminal trespass and loitering and prowling. Do you understand the rights I just explained?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Ms. Mokake, if you would give me a very, very brief summation of the facts and then give me your recommendation, and I mean very brief.
Yes, one moment, Your Honor. This was not, we're waiting on Deputy Falk to join us, but I will be doing her cases in the interim. So just give me a brief moment. Let me get to these notes.
And Judge, if it helps, we would stipulate to a factual basis.
All right, I still kind of, for my own edification, just like a brief line.
Yes, absolutely, Your Honor. Just give me a brief moment. Let me get to those facts. The defendant is accused of going to the Sierra townhomes and attempting to steal an AC unit.
Okay. And the state's recommendation?
The state's recommendation for the criminal trespass is 12 months to serve 16 days, credit for time served 8 days, that the balance be suspended, stay away from those Sierra townhomes located at 2727 Godby Road. The state's recommendation for the loitering and prowling is 12 months to run concurrent with count 1. The balance probated, that he stay away from those Sierra townhomes 2727 Godby Road, and that he take an anti-theft course. We will, of course, be crossing that FTA upon the plea.
All right, Mr. White, that was your understanding of the offer, and you stipulate to 3 elements?
We do, Judge.
All right, I'm going to ask your client some questions to make sure this is a voluntary plea. Mr. Brewster, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today for the limited purpose of taking the plea will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury? All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange?
No, ma'am.
And you fully understand the requirements, including gonna have to take a class and that you cannot go back to that location? But otherwise, I believe the time you served in the Fulton County Jail should close your case. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
All right. And you further understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
I do.
All right. As to the charges I previously listed, Mr. Brewster, how do you plead?
Guilty with explanation.
Uh,
No. What do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. Do you need, if you have additional questions, you can speak to your attorney after this time, okay? Best of luck to you, Mr. Brewster. That concludes your case. Is there
Judge.
anything further from state or defense?
Yes, Judge, we would just ask that you waive 2 months of probation fees and allows probation to terminate once he takes the class.
How long is the class? 1 day? It's 1 day?
Yes, that's correct.
I'll waive
Judge.
1 month of fees. I'll waive 1 month of fees and it can terminate once he's done it, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, take care. Have a good afternoon, Mr. Brewster.
Next, Your Honor, we can go to position number 29 through 30, Mr. Kemp.
Okay. All right, good morning, Mr. Kemp. Your case is 24 CR 006646F. In this case, you're charged with obstruction, and the second count is an FTA. You understand your rights today?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that a yes? I need you to say yes. All right, thank you. And the announcement, Mr. White?
It's a negotiated plea, Judge.
All right. Ms. Mokake?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Kemp is accused of obstructing an officer while the officer was attempting to arrest another offender. He continuously tried to give the offender $10 and was interrupting the officer as he was trying to proceed with that. He was asked to leave the area 4 times and refused. The state's recommendation for the willful obstruction is 12 months to serve 18 days, credit for time served 9 days, the balance to be probated, that he pay a $300 fine and undergo 40 hours of community service. We will be no processing that FTA upon the plea, and I would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
Mr. White, you so stipulate and you agree?
Yes, Your Honor, we do stipulate. Also, same request, we'd ask that you waive fees for 2 months, allow him to get his feet under him. It's a $300 fine, and we would ask to convert the fine to community service. So it'd be a total of 70 hours of community service and allows probation to terminate once he completes that.
Okay, what I have to ask, this is an obstruction charge. What is the defendant's history? Is this a repeat offender?
He has 17 arrest cycles, Your Honor. His 2024 arrests include probation violations and FTA. He has a 2023 criminal trespass, as long as some more probation violations, the 2023 terroristic threats and acts conviction.
That's sufficient. I got you, Ms. McCockey. Okay, we'll convert that to 70 hours community service. Let's make sure he wants to take this plea. Mr. Kemp, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today will be a truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea today?
No.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
And you understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or by jury?
Yes.
And you understand the requirements that you have 70 hours of community service to complete?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you further understand that you're giving up your right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
As to the charge of obstruction, Mr. Kemp, how do you plead?
Yes.
I accept your guilty plea. I will waive 2 months of the probation fees, and after completion of the community service, his probation can terminate.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Next,
Best
Your-
of luck to you, Mr. Kemp.
Next, we could go to position number 10, Mr. Cameron.
Negotiated plea as well, Judge.
All right, thank you. Mr. Cameron, your case is 25 CR 0004777H. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and place you under oath. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Mokake?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, the defendant entered into the clubhouse located at 385 North Angrier Avenue in Atlanta. He was not a resident of this apartment complex with his North and Line apartments, and he continued to trespass there. And he lived inside the space for a short time. He'd already been given a criminal trespass warning at the time of this incident. The state's recommendation for Mr. Cameron is 12 months to serve 45 days, credit for time served 30 days, balance suspended, stay away from the apartment complex located at 385 North Angrier Avenue in Atlanta. I'm not sure that this timing is correct. If he served 30 days, then it should be credit for time served 60 days. This should be like a time served plea as far as
Okay. All right, so we should maybe look at, should it be
Let me
60
take a look.
days?
Either way, it'll be time served. I mean, he's served.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right. Let's see. All right, you're still under oath, so I'm going to ask you some questions. And I'm sorry, Mr. White, you do stipulate, and that was your understanding?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Cameron, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No,
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
no.
And you understand taking a plea, you're giving up your right to trial by judge or by jury?
Yes.
And you understand you're giving up your right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
All right. And you understand you cannot go back to that location? They do not want you there. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. As to the charge of criminal trespass, how do you plead, Mr. Cameron?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Anything additional from state or defense?
Nothing.
All right. Best
Excuse
of
me,
luck,
one
to you,
question,
sir.
ma'am. Do I have any holes now?
I'm unaware if you have any holds, but if you don't, this case is no longer holding you in, okay?
How do I find out I got holes?
Yeah, I don't know. I
As we
can't tell you that.
As we discussed yesterday, you do have a DeKalb County hold.
Thank you.
Thorough.
All right, take care.
So I'm done. I got time, sir. I'm done.
You're done with this case. All right, who do we have next?
Position number 9, Mr. Bullard.
It's also a negotiated plea, Judge.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Mr. White. Mr. Bullard, come quickly. Your case is 25 CR 00751E, and this is your charge of criminal trespass. Understand your rights? Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ms. Falk, good to see you. Good morning. If you would give me a very, very short factual basis as well as your recommendation.
Yes, Your Honor. The defendant entered the West Inman lot at 626 DeKalb Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia, after being asked not to return to that location, and he was therefore arrested. This recommendation is 12 months served 32 days, credit for time served 16 days from February 12th, 2025 until today, balance suspended. Stay away from the West Inman lot at 626 DeKalb Avenue in Atlanta, Georgia. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea.
You
So
can stipulate,
Sorry.
and that was your understanding, Mr. White?
That's correct.
All right. Mr. Bullard, please raise your right hand. Oh, let me clarify. You did understand your rights today, correct? You said yes, and I'm placing you under oath. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today for the limited purpose of taking a plea will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury? Is that a yes? All right, speak as loudly as you can, Ms. Bullard. Thank you. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time? You can put your hand down.
No, ma'am.
Thank you. That was nice and loud and clear. I appreciate that. Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange?
No.
And you understand taking this plea, you're giving up your right to trial by judge or by jury?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're given up the right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life that I may not be able to anticipate, such as employment, probation, immigration, anything of that nature. And because this is criminal trespass, you understand not to go back to that location, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, as to the charge of criminal trespass, Mr. Bullard, how do you plead?
Yes, ma'am.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything additional from the state or defense?
No, Your Honor.
No,
Oh.
Judge.
All right, best of luck to you. That concludes this case.
Okay.
All right, who do we have next?
Third row. Position number 48, Mr. Tito.
Okay, Mr. Tito, good morning. Your case is 25 CR 00779E. In this case, you're charged with simple battery and criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights?
Yeah, just 1 second. You said 779 what?
779E. I'm sorry, and you're charged with simple battery and criminal trespass in this case. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, I'd like to represent myself.
You choose to, you decline the services of the public defender's office?
Yes, please.
Have you spoken to the public defender? Is my strong advice that you allow them to assist you with this proceeding today?
No, I'd rather represent myself. I spoke to him last week, 2 weeks ago. I told him I wanted to represent myself.
Okay, and so Mr. White, he spoke to you, or
No,
Ms. Kim?
I didn't speak to Mr. White. It was a Caucasian gentleman.
No, Your Honor, our notes from first appearance that he would be representing himself, so we didn't speak with him at all. He made it clear for SEA.
Okay, understood. All right, Ms. Mokake, so what we're gonna do, I guess, is you'll give me the facts of this case and the recommendation, and we'll see if Mr. Tito wishes to accept that offer today.
Absolutely, Your Honor. This incident happened on the 13th of February. The incident location is the Embassy Suites Hotel located at 267 Marietta Street Southwest in Atlanta. The victim in this case is Mr. James Curry, who is a security officer at the location. The defendant was trespassing at the incident location when the officer asked him to leave. The defendant became agitated and proceeded to punch the officer in the chest, knocking him back. The state's recommendation for the simple battery is 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days, that he undergo 12 weeks of anger management, that he have no further contact with the victim, Mr. James Curry, that he stay away from that location and have no firearms in his possession. The state's recommendation for the criminal trespass is 12 months to run concurrent with count 1. I would just ask the court to sound for the victim in this case, Mr. James Curry.
All right, and what is his current bond?
A brief moment, Your Honor, and I will pull that up for you.
All right, but while Ms. Mokake is looking for that, Mr. Tito, is that an offer you wish to accept at this time, or do you wish to proceed to trial?
Actually, I was hoping a motion to have this thrown out because the officers that charged me aren't here, Perez and Padilla.
Okay, well, that won't be taking place today, so I'm assuming we're arraigning this case. All right.
The rain 2 weeks ago.
This case has already been arraigned?
It's on the SCA calendar.
Yeah, I don't believe it was arraigned either. Okay, so we'll arraign the case at this time. Okay, even still, I will move forward and arraign it. I'm going to start on for Officer James Curry at this time.
Yeah, none of the officers are here. You got to fill this case out, Your Honor.
That's not quite how that works. All right, so I'm assuming you're declining the state's offer at this time?
I just want the motion of discovery.
I understand that, but let me hear you affirmatively tell me that you wish to decline the offer given to you by the state?
Yeah, I want to subpoena witnesses for my bench trial. I want to subpoena Perez.
All right, so we're gonna reset this case for trial. All right, at this time, I'm formally arraigning case 25 CR 00779E, in which defendant has been charged with simple battery and criminal trespass, which was formally accused by the Solicitor General. At this time, the case will be reset for trial. I'm assuming at this time, Mr. Tito, you plead not guilty to these charges?
Yes, I'd like to subpoena some witnesses if I'm allowed to.
All right, so we'll reset this case for trial at a later date. It's my strong advice that you allow the public defender's office to assist you with this, Mr. Thito, and your case will be reset for the notice, all right?
I just want to subpoena, Officer Perez and Officer Padilla that arrested me. Perez
All
is
right.
pending, and then Padilla to the court.
Your
I've
Honor,
already-
were you
I've
still
already been
interested,
arraigned on this case.
Okay.
were you still
All right,
interested in
The bond, yeah, what's his bond?
It was a $4,000 surety bond with a no further contact and stay away. And he also, there was a social worker visit included in that bond. I don't know if he's gotten that yet, but
Okay. All right, so bond will remain as set. We'll reset this case, jail jury.
Thank
All
you.
right, Mr. Thito, that
The
concludes your
bench
case.
trial, Ms. Williams, is it a bench trial, Your Honor?
At this time, we're just resetting it for jury trial. But you can also speak to an attorney or someone else at this point that might be able to assist you with something additional, okay?
How many members are in the jury?
I think that you should consider that at a later date, okay? We're gonna reset you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Williams.
All right, take care. Have a
All
good
right.
afternoon.
Thank you.
I see someone at iPhone raising their hand very briefly. Who are you, ma'am, and what concern do you have very briefly? Please unmute very quickly because we have a large calendar today. Your concern?
Yes, my concern is for Jeremiah Bullock. I was trying to speak on behalf.
Oh, you're not here for this case that we just did, Mr. Thito?
No, ma'am, it was Jeremiah Bullock before him. I was trying to
Thank you
get
for
you.
letting me know the date, Ms. Williams. Thank you for letting me know the date of the trial.
I'm sorry. I don't know what he's saying. Okay, is there a victim witness advocate? Can someone chat? Ma'am, what is your name?
My name is Consuelo Bullock, but Jeremiah Bullock's mother.
Oh, you're his mother? Okay, well, he took a plea and he should be released, okay? If he doesn't have other holds.
Okay, he's not competent for trial. I mean, for this case, and this been an ongoing thing. And I spoke with.
Ma'am, don't say anything else, okay?
Okay.
He's taking a plea, and if you have questions, please call Public Defender's Office, okay? Can someone put a number in the chat for her to call?
I've been calling them for the last 2 weeks, and they gave me your information.
Your Honor, I'll put my number in the chat, my cell
I know.
phone number.
All right, thank you, Mr. White. I know that. Thank you. I just will say that.
I-
All right, ma'am. We're gonna need to move on. Mr. White's gonna give a phone number for you to call. Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
I
I
knew this one
appreciate.
going.
All right. All right. Who do we have next? Can we take another position at the jail?
Your Honor, the rest of the cases that are in here are either Paul Bartels or Kim, and Kim is currently on the phone with one of her clients at OCBC.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Paul.
ACDC is on.
Do we still need the interpreter this morning
Grab whatever she wants.
for position 33?
No,
You don't?
we do. We do need him.
Okay,
He or she, sorry.
okay. Well, I talked to Lucia, but she said she has to go by 10:30. So, but she's gonna log on for us.
Okay, and I'll need a breakout with him because I wasn't able to
Okay.
speak.
All right, thank you. She'll be on in a few minutes.
All right. There's no other positions we can take at the jail.
At the moment, Your Honor.
All right. Understood. Thank you.
That's it?
All right, we'll be on a very brief hold, I believe. Please alert me or sound for me when we can begin again.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
We're ready here whenever you are.
I'm not sure the attorneys are. Do you have any cases that belong to Mr. White, who's the only one available, I believe?
Everybody is for Miss Kim, and she's already done. She's available.
All right. All right. Miss Kim, are you at courtroom 2?
Yes.
Kim, she's not available. She still was in the
Didn't think so.
with one of the ones over here.
She's speaking to some people there. Nobody is Mr. White? No one? Okay.
Yeah, everybody here is for Miss Kim, Judge.
Okay, I tried.
Judge Williams?
Yes.
Just to give you a heads up, I may have to step out in about 14 minutes. It will only be for 15 minutes and then I'll be back. I just wanted to let you know Ms. Makake will be covering for me during that time. There have been some resets. I heard one of the cases that she was just finishing up for me. That when I reset my cases, I do not change the front end time because I don't want to make it appear like we're asking for more jail time on that defendant. So I do adjust the back end time to show that they've served more time in jail, but I don't address the front end to not alarm the defendant and make it seem like I've increased the time on a reset.
Understood.
Thank you.
Understood. All right. All right, Ms. Kim, if you're ready, I am as well.
Sure.
All right, we can take whoever's first at ACDC.
This will be position number 18, Ms. Gillard.
Okay, and question I see Lucia is online. The party who needed interpretation, where are they?
In courtroom 2.
So can we do a breakout now and put we can't because Miss Kim is there. Is there anybody else? Miss Kim, you have a laptop?
I think that there was, yeah. PD White.
I was trying to think of a way. Can that person be taken to a different place so Mr. White can do the breakout with the interpreter who's gonna need to leave in a moment?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, Miss Gilliard, everyone at ACDC, please pay attention very momentarily. I want to explain your rights to you. My name is Judge Melanie Williams, and today is February the 27th of 2025. I want to explain that you have an absolute right to remain silent. You have a right to counsel, and I am conducting this hearing over the internet today. It's also being recorded. That means any member of the public can watch this. When I ask if you understand your rights, that's what I am referring to. All right, Ms. Trinisha Gilliard, your case is 25 CR 000-765Y. You're charged with theft by taking and criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights today?
Oh, they are.
I'm sorry, do you understand your rights? Just that you have a right to remain silent and that you have a right to an attorney?
Okay.
You understand that? Is that a yes?
I have a right to, hold on. Judge, this is the MH.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
what's the announcement, Ms. Kim?
It was negotiated plea. She's willing to stay 14 more days and be done with it.
But there's clearly an issue here. I'm not sure that we can do that. Ms. Gilliard, first, before we do anything else, do you understand your rights today?
I guess I can speak to the attorney.
Okay, I don't think we can do this.
You said right to an attorney. I said I understand I have a right to an attorney.
All right, you understand your rights. Okay, all right. We'll move forward and see what's happening. Ms. Falk, if you'll give us the offer and the brief facts of the case.
Yes, Your Honor. So this happened February 12th, 2025. Mr. Zach Barker left his jacket outside of his classroom. When he then got an alert on his phone that his credit card was being used at a Coca-Cola South Metro vending machine. He realized his card in his wallet was not in his jacket anymore. They observed the defendant removing the item and then walking away, and her getting on a bus and then using the credit card, attempting to use his credit card again at Fresh to Order on 860 Peachtree Street. They were able to locate her at that near that location. She did have in her possession, although she did not have his cards in her possession, she did have some of his items in her possession, and that's how they were able to identify that this was in fact the same individual. She stated she had only taken his Breeze card and left the wallet at the location, but again, they had information that she was trying to use the card at different places. She had previously been given a lifetime ban at that location due to a theft incident in 2023, which is why we asked for an increased amount of jail time. Our recommendation on the theft by taking is 12 months served 60 days, credit for time served 16 days from February 12th, 2025 to today. Balance probated anti-theft course, 40 hours of community service, no further contact with Zach Barker, stay away from all Georgia Tech property. Count 2, 12 months concurrent with count 1, stay away from all Georgia Tech property. So as not to set her up for failure, I'll remove the 40 hours of community service and just ask her to do the anti-theft course. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea, and we do sound for Mr. Zach Barker if he is here.
All right, is Mr. Barker present? Wishes to make a statement? Okay. Ms. Kim, did you so stipulate and that was your understanding?
Yes, we do.
All right, we'll see. Ms. Gilliard, I need you to raise your right hand and speak very loudly and clearly so I can understand and make sure that you're taking the plea on a voluntary basis today, okay? Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge and give it under the penalty of perjury? Oh, please lean over so I can see you, okay? I need to see you. All right, and your hand is raised. Thank you. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
All right. Are you under the influence of, okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
All right.
I don't need.
Okay. And did anyone force you to take this plea today?
No.
Okay. And do you have sufficient understanding of the proceeding today? Do you understand what's happening?
So she said, I think she said 12 months of probation.
Oh, we're gonna get to that part, but you understand you're taking a plea, correct?
Yes.
All right. And you understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or by jury? Is that a yes?
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And you understand taking a guilty plea may affect other aspects of your life, like the ability to get a job, other things like that. Do you understand all of that?
I'm gonna plead not guilty. Well, she saw me on the camera at press for order, so I can't.
Oh, no, I don't want you to do that. So do you wish to take a guilty plea and complete the requirements as given by the state, or do you want to go to trial?
I have to plead guilty if she saw me. I can't say that.
So you want to plead guilty, you don't want a trial?
No.
So which one do you want? You want to plead guilty today?
Yeah.
All right, and you fully understand the requirements, including the fact that you're going to have 14 more days to stay in the Fulton County Jail, and you'll have to take a class when you get out. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, and you understand you absolutely cannot go back to Georgia Tech at all. Do you fully understand that?
Yeah.
I mean, the entire campus, you cannot go back.
Yeah.
All right. All right. As to the charges of theft by taking and criminal trespass, Ms. Gilliard, how do you plead?
Guilty.
How do you plead? Guilty. All right. Is there anything additional, Ms. Falk or Ms. Kim?
No, Your Honor.
I am going to add or ask that a social worker visit Ms. Gilliard before her release, and she's going to stay 14 days anyway.
Sure.
Please add that to the order that was sent over. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. Gilliard. That concludes your case. And were we able to get interpretation? No, I see everybody's still here. Is the can we
Do the phone.
okay, understood. Thank you.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
On that last case, we were dropping the 40 hours community service and keeping the anti-theft course?
Yes.
Thank you.
Next, we can go to position 41 through 43. This is Mr. Stephens. Stevens.
This is a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Stevens, you have 3 cases today. Your cases are 25 CR 0000889E. In that case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You have an FTA, and then you have case 23 CR 0000652E. In that case, you're charged with theft by taking obstruction, and theft of lost or mislaid property. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And it's negotiated plea, Ms. Mokake, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. For position 41, the criminal trespass, this incident happened on the 19th of February at the North Apartments at Georgia Tech. The defendant is accused of entering and remaining in that apartment complex. He does have an active criminal trespass warning from Georgia Tech that does not expire until May 8th, 2028. For position 41, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 16 days, credit for time served 8 days, the balance to be suspended, and that he stay away from all Georgia Tech property. For position 43, this incident happened in January of 2023. The defendant is accused of taking the ID belonging to Miss Lauren Gale. When officers approached him, he began running away. When officers eventually detained him, they found the student ID of Talia Johnson and a Colorado driver's license belonging to a Chantal Marie Skirls. The defendant told officers he had found the IDs on the ground. For position 43, count 1, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve 20 days, credit for time served 10 days, the balance to be probated, that he have no further contact with Talia Johnson, he take an anti-theft course, and he stay away from all Georgia State University property unless he is a current student there. For count 2, the willful obstruction, it is 12 months to run concurrent with count 1, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service. For count 3, that is 12 months to run concurrent with count 1, no further contact with Miss Chantel Marie Scrolls. We will be no crossing the FTA upon the plea, and I would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
Yes, we do stipulate so.
And that was your understanding as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Stevens, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today for the limited purpose of taking the plea will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. I am going to sound at this time for Talia Johnson or Chantel Scrolls. Okay, hearing, seeing none. I'm going to ask you some questions to make sure these are voluntary pleas, all right? Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time, Mr. Stevens?
Oh, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did anyone force you to take a plea at this time?
Oh, Your Honor.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange?
No, Your Honor.
And you understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you wish to take a plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you fully understand the requirements that you have to take a theft course, stay away from Georgia Tech and Georgia State? There's a fine of $300 and some community service. Are you fully aware of all of the requirements?
Yes, Your Honor. I just had a question about the community service.
You should speak to your attorney, let her speak for you. But other than that, you understand the requirements as is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead and ask Ms. Kim your question very quickly.
Good morning.
All right, are we satisfied? Is there anything additional? Okay. As to the charge in the case ending in 889E of criminal trespass, how do you plead, Mr. Stevens?
Guilty.
All right, and as to the case ending in 652E in which you're charged with theft by taking obstruction and theft of lost or mislaid property, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything additional from state or defense at this time?
Nothing.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your cases.
I have positions number 41 through 43, Stevens.
Isn't that who we just took?
No, it's a female, Your Honor.
Her first name is Marie.
39.
Ricia.
The position
Oh,
number,
she's 39 through 40.
Oh,
Mauricia Stevens?
yes,
yes.
Okay. We just did Tyson Stevens. Okay. Got a little scared for a second. All right, Ms. Stevens, your case is 24 CR 004028J. In this case, you're charged with 2 counts of simple battery. You also are here for an FTA. Do you understand your rights today? Is that a yes? I need to speak very loudly.
Yeah.
All right. The announcement for this case, Ms. Kim?
Negotiated plea, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Mokake, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened in June of 2024. The victims are Ebony Harris, who is the defendant's mother, and Terry Anna Telford, who is the defendant's sister. The parties were having a verbal disagreement that turned physical when the defendant pushed her mother. Her younger sister intervened, and the defendant proceeded to punch her sister several times and throw her to the ground. When officers spoke with the defendant, she was behaving erratically and yelling at her mom and sister. She did admit to officers that she punched her sister. Our office has spoken with the defendant's mother, who stated that she no longer wanted to go forward and they haven't had any issues since this incident. The state's recommendation for count 1 was 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served 14 days. The balance to be probated that she have no further violent contact with Ebony Harris and Terriana Telford. Our original recommendation did include a stay away from the incident location, but given our conversation with her mom, we will be okay with removing that stay away. That she undergo an FVIP and have no firearms. The recommendation for count 2 is 12 months to run concurrent with count 1. I would ask the court to sound for Ms. Ebony Harris and the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
All right. Do you so stipulate, Ms. Kim?
Yes, we do.
And that was your understanding?
Yes.
All right, I'm sounding for Ms. Harris at this time.
I'm here.
All right, do you wish to make a brief statement? If you do, you have to be sworn in and turn your camera on very quickly.
Okay.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what would you like to tell me?
Oh, I was just, yes, I agree with what was said. I haven't had any other encounter with my daughter. I do want to request that she gets into alcohol anonymous treatment class, something that with for alcohol. But other than that, we haven't had any problems. And she is my daughter, so I don't wish that she stay away from her sister and I. But I do want to request if there's some type of treatment, alcohol treatment center that she can go to.
All right, thank you for coming to court and making that statement today. All right, ma'am, let me place you under oath. Ms. Stevens, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge? Is that a yes? I need you to speak loudly. All right, thank you. That was nice and loud. Can you do that for me the whole time? Thank you. When we speak online, sometimes it gets a little muffled, okay? So speak loud to make sure you want to take this plea today. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No.
And you understand taking a guilty plea, you're giving up your right to trial by judge or by jury?
Yes.
And you're giving up your right to have the state prove these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
And taking a guilty plea can affect other aspects of your life, such as employment, probation, and immigration, things like that?
Yes.
And you understand the requirements? You can have absolutely no firearms. You're going to take a family violence intervention course, and you're to have no further violent contact with your family. But other than that, that should conclude the time you serve should close your case. Do you understand all the requirements?
Yes.
As to the counts of 2 counts of simple battery, how do you plead, Ms. Stevens?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
Nothing further from defense.
All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. Stevens. That concludes your case. If you don't have any other holds, this case is not holding you in. I'm unaware if you have other holds, okay?
Okay.
All right. We're going to take the interpreter case. Lucia, please state your full name for the record.
Lucia Urtusastegui, URTUSASTEGUI.
All right. Do you swear or affirm today that you will make an accurate translation from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your skills, your knowledge, your ability?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Luis Ortiz Gomez.
Good morning.
All right, your case is 25 CR 0078. Uh-oh, is someone else speaking? Your case is 25 CR 00782G, in which you're charged with driving while license suspended and speeding.
Bueno, buenos días, señor Luis Ortiz Gómez. Su caso es el 25CR00782G y su acusación es estar manejando con una licencia suspendida y manejar a alta velocidad más arriba del límite.
You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Tiene usted el derecho de permanecer en silencio. Cualquier cosa que usted diga puede y será usada en contra suya.
You have a right to an attorney, and Mr. White is here to represent you today.
Usted tiene el derecho a un abogado y el señor White está aquí el día de hoy para representarlo.
And as you can see, I'm conducting this hearing over the internet. It is also being recorded. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today?
Estoy haciendo esta audiencia, como usted puede ver, por medio de la plataforma de Zoom. Toda esta audiencia puede ser escuchada por el público en general y también es grabada. ¿Comprende usted y está de acuerdo en continuar por la plataforma de Zoom?
Sí.
Yes.
All right. And the announcement for this case, Mr. White?
Your Honor, it is a negotiated plea with a few requests. We would ask to enter a NOLO and 11 months, 29 days if we could, instead of 12 months, and just a termination upon payment of the fine.
Su abogado indica que esto es un acuerdo negociado que se va a declarar nulo o que también significa que no se opone y que su probatoria va a ser de 11 meses y 29 días, la cual puede ser terminada cuando usted termine de pagar su multa.
All right. Ms. Mokake, if you would give us the recommendation as well as a very brief summation of the facts.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened on the 9th of this month. The defendant is accused of driving 93 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone while having a license that was suspended in November of 2024.
All right. Any objection to the request for the NOLO or for the 11 months, 29 days?
No objection, Your Honor. I would just like to bring to the court's attention that he does have 3 arrest cycles, all of them involving driving without a valid license, and a 2022 conviction for the same.
La fiscalía da información a la jueza sobre su caso. Este evento sucedió el día 9 de este mes. El acusado estaba manejando a 93 millas por hora en un lugar donde el límite de velocidad era 65 millas por hora, con una licencia suspendida. La fiscalía no se opone a que usted se declare nulo o no objetar, pero también indica a la juez que usted tiene 3 arrestos pasados en el 2022 y como parte de eso que lo encontraron culpable de manejar sin licencia de conducir.
And this case, the recommendation for count 1 is 12 months to serve 30 days, credit for time served 15 days, balance probated, and that he pay a $1,000 fine. The recommendation for count 2 is 12 months to run concurrent with count 1 and that he pay a $450 fine. I would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
So stipulated, Your Honor.
Entonces, la juez le pregunta a la fiscal qué es lo que ellos ofrecen y están de acuerdo con 12 meses en cárcel, pero nada más 30 días en cárcel, pero el tiempo ya servido de 15 días nada más. El resto irá a probatoria. $1,000 de multa para la acusación número 1, el primer cargo, y $450 de multa para el segundo cargo.
All right. My ruling is such that we will accept what Mr. White has requested. It'll be 11 months, 29 days on probation, and his fine will terminate upon his probation will terminate upon completion of the fine.
Y el fallo de la juez es que ella acepta lo que su abogado defensor, el señor White, ha indicado, que son 11 meses y 29 días en probatoria, y que esa probatoria termina cuando usted haya terminado de pagar la multa.
All right, Mr. Ortiz Gomez, please raise your right hand.
Señor Ortiz Gómez, levante su mano derecha, por favor.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury?
¿Jura usted que el testimonio que nos dará aquí el día de hoy será la verdad, solo la verdad y nada más que la verdad, bajo palabra de Dios y bajo la condición de que puede ser penalizado si miente? ¿Lo jura?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down.
¿Puede bajar su mano?
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
¿Está usted bajo la influencia de alguna droga o alcohol en este momento?
No.
No.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
¿Está satisfecho usted con la representación de su abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea today?
¿Le prometió a alguien algo a cambio de entrar a este acuerdo el día de hoy?
Sí.
They promised you something?
Yeah.
What were you promised? They were forcing you to take a plea?
¿Qué le prometieron? ¿Le están forzando? ¿Le está forzando a alguien a que llegue a este acuerdo?
No.
No.
Do you wish to take a plea today?
¿Quiere usted llegar a este acuerdo y declararse de esta forma el día de hoy?
Sí.
Yes.
And you understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
¿Entiende usted que usted está renunciando a su derecho de tener un juicio con un juez y un jurado? ¿Entiende eso?
No.
No.
All right, so you don't understand. If you take a plea today, you will not have the right to go to trial. Do you wish to go to trial instead?
Si es que usted acepta este acuerdo, esta oferta el día de hoy, usted no tiene el derecho de ir con este caso en frente de un jurado y un juez para un juicio. Entonces, ¿acepta usted el hecho que no que está renunciando al derecho que tiene de un juicio con jurado y juez? ¿Acepta usted eso?
Sí, está bien.
Yes, that's fine.
So you want to go to your client wants to go to trial, Mr. White.
Oh,
Does he fully
Your Honor,
understand that?
Your Honor, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. As an interpreter's note, the yes, that's fine, was to the question, do you understand? So.
Oh,
it was,
okay.
yes,
Understood.
we understood.
Okay. All right. Let's just triple clarify. Do you wish to go to trial, Mr.
Okay.
Ortiz Gomez?
Vamos a aclarar esto. Necesita responder sí o no. ¿Quiere usted un juicio con jurado en este caso?
No.
No.
All right. And you understand that you have fines to pay of $1,450?
Y comprende usted que su multa va a ser, que tiene que pagar es $1,450.
Sí.
Yes.
All right. As to the charges of driving while license suspended and speeding, how do you plead?
¿Cómo se declara usted por los cargos de manejar con licencia suspendida a alta velocidad?
Yeah. Okay.
No, you're going to plead NOLO, correct? Do you wish to plead NOLO?
Usted quiere declararse nolo, que quiere decir sin objeción.
Sí.
Yes.
All right. I accept your NOLO plea at this time. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
Just if we could, if his probation can terminate once he pays his fine.
All right. It can terminate, and I will waive 3 months for him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ok, también su abogado defensor pidió que su probatoria termine cuando usted pague la multa y la jueza accedió a eso. Cuando termine de pagar la multa, va a terminar su probatoria y también le está quitando 3 meses de el costo de probatoria.
All right. Oh, and I need to make him aware that there are surcharges on that fine as well. I don't know what they are, but please let him know that it will be a little bit more than that $1,450.
Y también tiene que estar preparado a que hay ciertos gastos, ciertos costos sobre los $1,450 Entonces, para que esté preparado para que no no sea sorpresa, le van a cobrar algunos costos extra de los 1,450.
Ok, está bien.
Okay, that's
All
fine.
right. There's nothing additional from State of Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ortiz Gomez, best of luck to you. Take care, all right?
Okay, eso es todo, señor Ortiz Gómez. Mucha suerte.
Bueno, gracias.
Thank you.
All right. No one else needs Miss Lucia's assistance today on the calendar or that we're aware of? All right. Thank you, Lucia, as always. Always a pleasure. Take care. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, who do we have at ACDC?
This is position number 50 through 51, Wise.
I'm sorry, give me a moment. My papers are stuck together. All right, Ms. Wise, your case is 23 CR 006, I'm sorry, 836F. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass. You also have 25 CR 606F, in which you're charged with criminal trespass as well. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Mokake. I'm sorry, let's make sure, Ms. Kim, this is negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Mokake.
Yes, Your Honor. In both of these cases, the defendant is accused of trespassing on the property of Christopher Voree. That property location is 2548 Bellevue Avenue in Atlanta. The recommendation for position 50, 25836F is 12 months to serve 26 days, credit for time served 13 days. The balance suspended, and that she stay away from that incident location and have no further contact with Christopher Voree. The recommendation for position 51, 25 CR 606F is 12 months to serve 32 days, credit for time served 16 days, against balance suspended, that she stay away from the incident location and have no further contact with Christopher Voree. I would ask the court to sound for Mr. Voree and for the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
Do you so stipulate, Ms. Kim?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And that was your understanding?
Yes.
All right, and is Mr. Voree here and wishes to make a statement? All right, Ms. Wise, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge? All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time? Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation? Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange? And you understand in both cases, you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury? Is that a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Please speak as loudly as you can. And you further understand that pleading guilty may affect other aspects of your life that we may not be able to anticipate. Do you understand that? All right, as to the charges of criminal trespass ending in 836F, how do you plead, Ms. Wise?
Thank you.
And as to the case ending in 606F, in which you're also charged with criminal trespass, how do you plead?
Thank you. Yes.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything additional? Oh, let's make sure you understand the requirements, that you can absolutely not go back to that location and you can't have any contact with Mr. Voree. You understand that? All right. Anything additional from state or defense?
State, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, Ms. Wise. That concludes your case.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon. All right. Who do we have next?
Are you ready to move?
Mhm.
Position number 36.
Actually, Mr. Ruth chose to have a waiver of arraignments. I'll fill out the paperwork.
Okay, so we're resetting that one for waiver arraignment set for trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you.
Next, Your Honor, we can go to position number 26 through 27, Mr. James.
Okay.
James.
All right, Mr. James, your case is 22 CR 00165. I'm sorry, 0000165Y. In that case, you're charged with simple battery. And in 20, the other one is an FTA. You understand your rights?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. And what's the announcement for this, Mr. Bartels?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Yes, that would be a negotiated plea. Part of the offer is just a stay away from the location, but that place is no longer in existence or in business.
Oh, understood.
It was Atlanta Medical on Parkway Drive, but it's a negotiated plea.
All right, Ms. Mokake?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident, of course, happened at the Atlanta Medical Center. The victim is Gabriel Broxton, who is a nurse there. The defendant is accused of punching the victim in the face. The state's recommendation for Mr. James was 12 months to serve 6 days, credit for time served 3 days. But I believe, yes, that does need to be updated to include the time he spent on the FTA. So it's actually 12 months to serve 22 days, credit for time served 11 days. Regardless, it's a time served plea for the jail time. Balance probated, 8 weeks of anger management, no further contact with Gabriel Broxton, no firearms, and also that he undergo an MHET. The recommendation for the FTA is that it will be no pros upon him taking this plea. I would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification, and also for the court to sound for Mr. Gabriel Broxton.
All right, do you so stipulate, Mr. Bartels?
We do, Your Honor.
All right, is Gabriel Broxton on the Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? All right, hearing none. Mr. James, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge and give it under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Thank you. You put your hand down. Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation today?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange?
No.
And you understand that taking a plea, you're giving up your right to trial by judge or by jury?
Yes.
And you understand you're giving up your right to have state prove these charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
And you fully understand the requirements, including the anger management course, the evaluation, that you cannot have any contact with Gabriel Broxton. And there is a stay away. However, your attorney has clarified that that place no longer exists. Do you fully understand the requirements?
Yes.
All right, as to the charge of simple battery, how do you plead, Mr. James?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
Yes, Your Honor. Just to let the court know, he is currently getting services right now. There was an interruption in the services at the time this incident occurred, and I think that was what was behind it. But he is in a much more stable place now. So we would just ask the probation either terminate or go to non-reporting once he's done the 8 anger management classes.
All right, I'll allow it to terminate, and I will for him waive 2 months of fees.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, take care. Best of luck to you, Mr. James. All right, there's someone at medical? What position is that medical?
This is Mr. Kevin Green. I'm not sure. I accidentally left my pool sheet when I pulled from housing. So
That's okay. He's positions 19 and 20.
okay. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Green, I don't think you heard your rights. You're here for case 23 CR 003229J in which you're charged with battery. You also have an FTA. You have an absolute right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney, and I'm conducting this hearing by video, which is also being recorded. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing today?
Yes.
All right, and the announcement, Mr. White?
Judge, this is a negotiated plea.
All right, thank you, Ms. McCarker.
Yes, Your Honor. The victim in this case is Ms. Verna Bradley. The defendant is accused of striking her, causing swelling to her person. The state's recommendation for Mr. Green is 12 months to serve 24 days, credit for time served 12 days. The balance to be probated, that he stay away from 855 Zion Circle in Roswell, that he have no further contact with Ms. Verna Bradley, have 40 hours of community service and 12 weeks of anger management. We will, of course, be null prosing the FTA upon this plea. I would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification, and the court to sound for Ms. Verna Bradley.
Do you so stipulate, Mr. White?
We do, Your Honor. We would ask the stay away be struck. It is an apartment, their apartment complex, and so we have no issue with the no further contact from her, but they both live in the same apartment complex.
Do we have a unit number for Ms. Bradley? Is Ms. Bradley on the Zoom conference? Let's sound for her. Let's not restrict him from his home, but let's add Ms. Bradley's unit number to the stay away. Would that work, Mr. White?
Absolutely, Judge.
All right, so let,
that unit number right now, Your Honor.
all right. Let's, in the meantime, let's ask Mr. Green. Mr. Green, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes,
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
no, ma'am,
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
yes,
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
no,
And you fully understand the requirements, the community service, and to have no contact with Ms. Bradley?
yes, ma'am,
And you also understand you have to take anger management.
yes,
And do you understand that you're giving up your right to have the state prove this charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt?
yes.
All right, as to the charge of battery, Mr. Green, how do you plead?
Not,
I'm sorry.
not guilty.
You pleaded what?
I pleaded not guilty.
Oh, so you wish to go to trial?
No, I don't, but I didn't. But if you want me to plead,
If you plead not guilty means you wish for
I
us to have.
plead, y'all plead guilty then.
No, it's you have to want to plead guilty. Do you wish to plead guilty? You have a
Yes,
right to a
yes,
trial.
I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Are you 100% sure? Or you
Yes.
have a right to proceed to trial?
Yes.
Would you rather speak to your attorney again and be heard on bond?
No, I'm fine with him.
You're 100% sure.
Yes.
Okay, and like I said, please, and I'm only asking you so many questions because pleas are 100% voluntary, and I have to make sure that I feel comfortable that this is what you want to do, and that you feel comfortable admitting guilt and not going to trial and proving your innocence. That's okay, and that's what you wish to do today, Mr. Green? Yeah. All right, so as to the charge of battery, how do you plead?
Guilty.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
No.
Your Honor,
Your Honor,
I'm sorry, go.
I'm not seeing the unit number in the warrant. Of course, we don't want to restrict him from living in his home, but definitely no further contact and just, if he sees her, go the other way.
Exactly. That's my favorite phrase. If you see her turn around, go in the other direction, do not even go close to her unit. Mr. White, you have an ask?
Yes, just that probation terminate once he completes his requirements.
All right, probation will terminate and I will waive 3 months of fees.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Green. That concludes your case. Take care.
Next is
All right.
Nicholas Wiggins.
All right, did Mr. Williams here? This is Christopher Williams.
No, ma'am, Nicholas Wiggins.
What number is that? I don't have a Wiggins.
Is he on a competency count?
Let me get back to my office.
We're not ready for, I don't believe Mr. Wiggins is on this calendar.
Well, I have Mr. Calvin Drake.
I don't think there's a Drake either.
I don't see a Drake either.
That's position 17, Judge.
Okay, I do have it. All right, Mr. Drake, did he hear his rights?
Did you hear your rights when she was saying?
Did you hear your rights, Mr.
Yes.
Drake?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Drake, your case is 25 CR 00594Y. In this case, you're charged with simple battery family violence. And you said you heard your rights. Do you understand them?
Yes, I do.
Oh, and the announcement, Mr. Whose case is this?
Your Honor, this is actually conflict attorney's case. So, Attorney McLeod.
Okay, so we can't take Mr. Drake right now either. Can we see if Ms. McLeod is coming? And I see Wiggins was on the competency calendar, so we'll take up Mr. Wiggins' case later.
Okay.
Mr. Jordan, I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, Ms. McLeod has 2 cases on today's calendar, but we haven't been able to reach her this morning, so she may be in another courtroom.
Okay.
So I'll take her back to housing and then I'll just come back and check and see if she's gonna show
If
up.
she's up here, if not, can we reset? Is there space for them on Tuesday, Mr. Jordan?
I can reset them to Tuesday because Ms. McLeod is supposed to be on the misdemeanor mental health court calendar this morning too.
So we may not see her. Okay. So we'll Mr. Drake, apologies. Your attorney has not appeared. The offer that is presented does not appear that you would be prejudiced by a short reset. So we're going to put your case on the Tuesday calendar and let your attorney know, okay? All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Drake. We'll reset Tuesday. All right, who do we have next?
Your Honor, if we can sound for Atanza Phillips, are we resetting this officially or are we still holding?
We're gonna hold, but
Okay,
more than
then
likely,
never mind, I'll hold.
more than likely to reset.
Okay.
All right. So Ms. McLeod also has positions 15 and 16, so we're gonna have that same announcement. We're holding, but likely a reset if she does not appear by the time we conclude. All right, who do we have next? Are there any positions we can take?
Yep, we do. You ready, Paul?
On which one?
The 11 o'clock,
On most of them.
so we can do J.
What's that?
We could do,
Well, I can make some announcements. They are.
yeah. What about Nick Warren?
What's
Are
that?
there, I'm sorry, at courtroom 2, is there any other positions we can take?
Yes, I was asking Paul if he was ready with his clients.
I can make
Oh, okay.
announcements, Your Honor.
Okay, we're ready for those.
Yeah, Ms. Holmes, number 21 to 23.
Okay,
Jacqueline Holmes, she will need an evaluation, so I would ask that she be reset to the 11 a.m. calendar, either this week or the following week.
okay, so pending, the eval has been ordered?
I can send the order over today, Your Honor.
Okay.
Who from the clerk's office is Mr. Jordan?
Mr. Jordan is managing it today, so you can send it to him.
Orders. Okay, I'll get that to you today. Mr. Jordan.
Okay, so reset 11 a.m. pending evaluation. All right.
Reset to the 11 a.m. calendar, either next
Yes.
week or the following week.
Okay.
And Mr. Silvers, Your Honor, I've communicated with Ms. Falk about Mr. Silvers, number 37 to 38. Have you had a chance to look at that, Ms. Falk?
Yes, we just received it and we will be null processing that case.
All right, understood. Understood. That's good news. All right.
I'm still waiting. I have Mr. Jackson 24 to 25, but we would just ask to hold for that.
Okay, understood.
That's all I have on this calendar, Your Honor.
Okay, position 1 will be brought today.
Going to be reset to 3/6, the competency calendar.
Is there an eval pending?
No,
Will there be one? Because technically you can't go to that calendar without one.
Mr. Bartels. That,
Is that gonna happen? Or has one been done in the past? Mr. Bartels has gone on to other work. We'll come back to that. Well, position, so the long and short is we're not dealing with position 1 today. It may go to SAP reset if we can't. Mr. Bartels, for position 1 through 4, Raymond Baroldi, is there gonna be an eval order so they can go to the 11 a.m. calendar?
Well, has he talked with the social worker yet? This is the first I'm hearing that there was a competency issue.
right.
Okay,
This is
so-
the one
Go ahead.
I talked to you about at the jail briefly yesterday. That spoke with him, and he's kind of, it was iffy. So I didn't know that you had to have an eval order to put them on a competency calendar. We can just reschedule them to the SAP calendar, Judge.
And then ask for a social worker in the meantime?
Yes,
I
because
do recall that. I was in jail till 9 o'clock last night.
oh no,
Sorry, I forgot that.
that's okay.
All right, that's fine.
No
So
worries.
we'll reset 3/6, and we're gonna ask for SW. If you get the order for eval before then, we can do 11.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let's. What about position 5 and 6? Will they-
That's reset until next Thursday, Judge. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any reason or just more time? They won't be prejudiced. I see the offer.
Exactly.
Okay. Reset next Thursday. All right. Position 11.
That's a negotiated plea today, Judge.
Will that person be brought?
He should be. He's on the third floor at the jail, so they normally
Have
come
to
to.
walk there and get them. Understood. Position 12, same announcement?
That's correct.
Negotiation. Okay. Is there anybody else who will be reset? Let's do it that way, that we're aware of.
Uh, let's see, I've got position 34 is a waiver. I'm not sure if you have that. And position 32 will be reset to next
Okay.
week.
Okay. Reset 3-6. Okay, did you? Okay. Does anybody assist the who represents the party on the DV calendar? Do we know?
I'll be happy to represent. I just need to talk to Alicia Bent.
She's on Zoom, so maybe Ms. Bent, if you could put a phone number in the chat for Ms. Kim to give you a call. Because Judge Law will be signing on at 11. I'm trying to do as much work for her as I can before I depart. All right. Are there any other positions at all we can take?
Your Honor, we're just waiting for the ones that's on the floors to be brought.
Understood. I was trying to help where I can. Ms. Bent, if you heard our instructions, please put a phone number in the chat for Ms. Kim to give you a call.
Yes, Judge, I did.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
He hasn't signed anything yet. Okay.
Judge Williams.
Yes.
Ms. McLeod called me back. She's doing a jury trial with Judge Porter this morning.
All right, we'll reset hers.
Her cases to be reset.
We'll reset her cases. Nobody that was belonged to Ms. McLeod was offered time served. I don't. Mr. Jordan, what? Curtis Jordan, what? Jordan Curtis. So can we put that one on Tuesday? The other one can go to Thursday.
So,
oh, wait a minute. He's offered time served for one, but the other one, he's not. So wherever there's the most space, Mr. Jordan.
okay.
Thursday is fine. If you can.
We can fit him on Tuesday, Carol. That's not a problem. I can reset both of them to Tuesday.
Okay.
Curtis and Drake.
Okay.
So was there an announcement between Bradley and I was on the phone with Ms. McLeod, so I missed.
Number 1 through 4 is going to be reset either SAP or 11 o'clock calendar 3-6.
Okay.
Position 5 is also reset 3-6.
Okay.
And
Was that SAP?
SAP battle. SAP. Let's see, what else did I have? I think that was it. Those were the only announcements. Is number 35 going to be transferred? I see transfer request.
Your Honor, we reached out to the DA's office and requested the transfer. We are still waiting to hear back.
Okay.
But we did send them all the material we had supporting the fact that this case is a felony.
Okay.
I was wondering if we can add Reginald Lee, who was here on last Tuesday, I believe, February 25. He had a time served, and his felony case was resolved just yesterday. And I was wondering if we can bring him and ask him, and maybe he can plead guilty and then be released from the jail today. He's not in the calendar. I'm just asking special requests.
Oh, I don't know if that's even possible. If the state is ready and has the case, I don't have necessarily an objection to that, but I don't know if that's quite how it works. Who is at medical in the meantime? Why don't you chat Ms. Falk and see if that's something you all can work out?
Position number 11 is Mr. Cannon.
Okay. Mr. Cannon, who represents Mr. Cannon? You, Mr. White, okay. Mr. Cannon, your case is 25 CR 0000593G. You're charged with possession and use of drug-related objects and theft by shoplifting. You have a right to remain silent. You have a right to counsel, and I am conducting this hearing by video today. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And it's a negotiated plea. So, Ms. Falk, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right, please proceed.
Your Honor, this incident happened at 3310 Dogwood Drive in Hateville. This was a Dollar General at that location. Family Dollar at that location. The defendant was taking 2 packs of men's t-shirts, an Olay soap, and a wire and a hair cutting kit of a total of $81.14. He concealed the items, fled the store. He was then located sitting at a MARTA bus stop, matched the description, was taken into custody, identified by the items that he had, and when they searched his person, he also had a clear meth pipe on his person. We asked for, on count 1, time served 32 days, credit for time served 23 days. That is from February 4th, 2025. Count 2, 12 months served 32 days, credit for time served 23 days, balance probated. Stay away from the Family Dollar located at 3310 Dogwood Drive in Hateville, an anti-theft course, and a $500 fine. We ask that the defense stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea.
You so stipulate, Mr. White?
So stipulated, Judge. We just had probation terminate upon completion and a waiver of fees, if we could get that too.
All right, Mr. Cannon, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be true to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your attorney's representation?
Yes, ma'am.
Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for taking a plea?
No, ma'am.
And you understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that you have to stay away from Family Dollar, take an anti-theft class, and pay a $500 fine if you take this plea today, but you should not have additional jail time?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, as to the charges of possession and use of drug-related objects and theft by shoplifting, how do you plead?
Guilty.
I accept your guilty plea. I will wait. How long is this class? I will waive 2 months of fees, and once he's completed the course, he can go non-reporting and pay the fine, of course.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your
time. Thank you. Have a blessed day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Next is number 35, Rice.
All right, Mr. Rice, good morning. Your case is 25 CR 0000784E. You're charged with battery, family violence, and battery. You have an absolute right to remain silent. You have a right to an attorney. And this hearing today is being conducted by video. Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting the hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the announcement I have is that this is a DA transfer.
That is correct, Your Honor. That is the one we just addressed.
Okay, so what's going to happen is the prosecutors have not made an offer to resolve your case at this time and are exactly asking that your case is upgraded to a felony. You will be able to speak with an attorney prior to that time so they can give you some additional information, but there is no further work we'll be taking on your matter today. Okay, Mr. Rice, but I did want to make you aware of that.
Can I please speak to my attorney real quick, please?
I'm not sure who represents Mr. Rice at this juncture. So we'll make sure that somebody comes by and sees you. Okay.
So I was trying to plead guilty, ma'am.
I understand, but
I was
I
trying to,
understand that, but they're not giving you an offer to plead guilty to yet at this time. Okay?
wait, so what's going on again? I'm not
The
understanding.
case is being transferred. They're upgrading it to a felony. I'll ask that one of the members of the public defender's office speak with you today to give you some additional information. Okay?
So is somebody gonna come up here to see me?
I'm not sure exactly how, but they've heard my request. Miss Kim said she will. Okay?
Okay, can I ask one more question, please?
Very quick, very quickly.
What felony is it being upgraded to?
What it means is the charges will remain the same. There's a little bit of a difference in the law. It's best for your attorney to explain it to you, okay? But the information is that the solicitor's office is unwilling to give you an offer to resolve it at this point. Okay?
But they said they've been said somebody was gonna come see me. Nobody never came and see me. They keep on telling me somebody's gonna come see me. They said they're gonna resolve the case. They said I was
I'm telling them today to come see you, okay? And Miss Kim just told me she would, so somebody will come see you, okay?
oh my gosh, man. So is my bond still the same? Like my bond's not gonna be reduced or nothing?
Apparently not at this juncture, okay?
Man, this is crazy, man.
All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Rice. I know this is frustrating, but Miss Kim will come talk to you,
But
okay?
nobody's come to see me. Nobody's come to talk to me. I talked to my attorney yesterday. He told me something totally different. I'm trying to figure out why is he telling me this. He said that I was put on the SAP calendar to get this case resolved and everything. And nobody's telling me nothing. Nobody's not telling me anything.
I know you're frustrated.
I said I
I
was
know
trying
you
to
don't understand.
man, people is in here threatening to like it.
I understand. I know it's frustrating, but Miss Kim has promised me she'll come. Correct, Miss Kim? Somebody will give you some information, okay? All right. Is there another position we can take? We can unmute medical. I can't hear.
Charges is still the same. I'm not understanding. That's why I'm asking.
I know you're not understanding, but I can't give you any
And
specific.
then they said I was going to get a social worker. They say I was going to try to give me some help. They say y'all was going to try to give me some help. They say yeah, because I'm mental health, and they say y'all was going to try to give me some help and everything. Where's the help at? I don't understand.
Okay.
Y'all, it's like y'all trying to
I understand you're frustrated, but there's nothing more I can tell you at this juncture, okay?
But it's still my charges is still the same.
All right, Mr. Rice, like I said, the attorney will come in, they will come and further give you some
Are they
assistance.
felonies?
Judge, position number 14 through 16, Mr. Curtis, he's a conflict, so I didn't bring that person. Did you
Right,
call
don't
him?
bring him. He's gonna be reset.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes, ma'am. Was there an announcement, Ms. Kim?
Yeah, Paul Bartel is here. Mr. Paul. Your Honor, actually, I spoke with Alicia Bent, who is a DV bench warrant calendar. Apparently, there is no bench warrant at this point. So I think we just need to transfer the case to the division judge.
Is there a bench warrant, Ms. Mokake?
Your Honor, there's a note in Odyssey that no warrant was issued. And I don't see an actual bench warrant in any of the documents there. Her last court date was on December 12th before Judge Roth. But again, there is that note in Odyssey that says no warrant was issued.
Okay. So Ms. Bent, what you need to do is come down to the courthouse immediately and update your address at the clerk's office. Go to J150 to make sure you don't miss any other notices so that you don't miss any future court dates. We're going to reset your case to a division judge. And then from there, you will get the notices about how your case will be handled. But please come down and change your address, okay? Or update your address,
I just
okay?
spoke with Miss Kim, Judge, and she's gonna help me to get an address because I'm homeless right now. So she said she was gonna let me know how I can get an address that I can use, but right now I don't have any addresses to get any mail at.
All right, as soon as you get that address with Miss Kim, please come down and update it. You cannot miss your court date, and you need to check periodically, okay?
Yes,
Because I
ma'am.
do not want there to be a warrant for your arrest. So come and call and do whatever you need to do, okay? So that this is handled.
Okay, you said J150?
Yes, at the Fulton County Courthouse.
Thank you so
Once
much.
you have an address, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, Mr. Jordan, do you need to tell me something? You came on before I let Miss Bent go?
Oh, no, Judge, I'm good. I was just gonna tell you about the warrant, but you already found out.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna reset your case to further notice, okay?
Thank you so much, Judge.
All right, you're free to go. Take care. Bye-bye.
You too, bye.
Are there any other cases we can take?
Yes, we can go with position number 28, Mr. Jones.
Where is Mr. Jones? We don't see Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones? All right, Mr. Jones, I'm not going to sound the charge in this case. Your case is 25 CR 00759 C. And you, in addition to the charge, I'm not going to sound, you're charged with obstruction. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes? Was that a yes? You understand your rights today, Mr. Jones? Okay. All right. The announcement, Mr. White.
This is a negotiated plea, Judge.
All right. Ms. Mokake, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened on 14th of February at the Greyhound bus station located at 232 Forsyth Street, Southwest in Atlanta. The defendant was urinating in public. Officers approached him and asked him to place his hands behind his back. He refused and pulled his arms away and resisted. They had to place him on the ground. As they were doing so, he continued to attempt to get back on his feet. The recommendation for count 1 is 12 months to run concurrent with count 2. The recommendation for count 2 is 12 months to serve 28 days, credit for time served 14 days, balance probated, that he pay a $300 fine and do 40 hours of community service. I would ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
We stipulate.
All right. And that was your understanding of the offer?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, please raise your right hand, Mr. Jones. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge and given under the penalty of perjury?
Do it now.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? All right, you can put your hand down. Please speak very loudly. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone force you to take a plea today?
No, ma'am.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange?
No, ma'am.
Did they promise you anything for taking a plea? You understand you're giving up your right to trial by judge or by jury?
What you mean? You saying I'm giving up my right to
Yes, if you take a plea, you're not gonna have a trial. You understand that?
Yeah, I don't mind going to trial because I wasn't at a Greyhound. I was at the train station.
So you wish to go to trial or do you wish to take a plea today?
I go to trial.
All right, we're gonna wait. Mr. White, will you waive arraignment?
Yes, Judge, I'll submit that.
All right, the arraignment is waived and we will reset this case further notice for trial. Best of luck to you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, who do we have next?
We'll go with, Mr. Williams, position number 12.
Okay. Listen, you mean, what's his first name?
I'm sorry,
It's Carrington.
Carrington, I'm sorry, Carrington.
Okay, Mr. Carrington, please come forward. Your case is 25 CR 00776. You're charged with simple battery. What's the announcement, Mr. White?
Judges, I think it's a negotiated plea.
All right, Ms. Falk?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened back on February 13th, 2025. The defendant got into the face of Miss Sonia McClendon and threw water and hot coffee on her. He was making threats as well to her at that time, and police arrested him and charged him with simple assault, which because of the contact of the hot water and water, we changed to simple battery. This the plea recommendation is 12 months served 30 days, credit for time served 15 days from February 13th, 2025 until today, balance probated, no further contact with Sonia McClendon in MHET. We do ask to sound from Ms. Sonia McClendon, and we ask the defense to stipulate to venue factual basis and identification for the purposes of the plea. The MHET is due to the information that Ms. McClendon provided the police when she spoke with them.
All right, is Ms. McClendon present? She is not. Mr. White?
We do stipulate for the purpose of the plea, we would just ask that once the evaluation is done, as probation terminates.
We'll agree to non-reporting, but we do object to termination.
Okay. I'll decide which. Give me the defendant's history very briefly, if you have it, Ms. Falk.
Yes, Your Honor. So this is the defendant's second arrest. His previous arrest was for simple battery family violence, and that was in 2006. However, the information we received from Ms. McWhorter, that the information she provided to the police and that we have received as well, is that the defendant had been experiencing some issues and had just been released from Grady on February 7th of 2025, and that officers had been to that location previously on February 7th, 2025 because of disturbances at that location.
All right, if upon completion, it will go non-reporting if he wishes to take the plea. Mr. Carrington, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you give today be the truth to the best of your knowledge? No. All right, please speak as loudly as you can. You can put your hand down. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time? Did anyone force you to take a plea?
No.
Did anyone promise you anything in exchange?
No.
And you understand by taking the plea, you're giving up your right to trial by judge or jury?
Yes.
And you fully understand the requirements that you have to undergo an evaluation and have no contact with Ms. McClendon, but you should not have additional jail time. You understand that? Yes, you understand?
Yes.
All right, as to the charge of simple battery, Mr. Carrington, how do you plead?
I plead guilty. Can I make any further comments?
I don't know.
It's not necessary.
I understand.
All right, I accept your guilty plea. Anything additional, Mr. White, Ms. Falk?
Nothing, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Mr. Carrington. That concludes your case.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Who do we have next?
Next we have positions 24 and 25, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
Are you? Okay, no, Mr. Bartel's not ready yet.
Oh, I don't want to wear it.
No, no, no.
Okay,
I still have to look into that case, Your Honor.
okay. I'm gonna be leaving in about 8 minutes, so I think I have time for one more plea. And then we'll be on a brief hold till Judge Lawler arrives.
So I don't have anything for position 49. All I have left is 24, 25, and 49.
He said position 40.
49.
We didn't do that one. I think he's still gonna be brought.
Okay.
I think that was my understanding. As 44 and 45 as well, correct? We're still holding on that.
Well, we're trying to locate him. I went up to his floor and they said he was down in medical, so I wasn't able to grab him.
Okay. Let's see. What else are we holding in?
So on the announcements, 44 and 45, they had waiver of arraignment. Don't bring.
Okay, so we're not gonna need 44 and 45.
No.
Okay, all right. We'll work on this. Yeah, I can make an announcement on Mr. Jackson's case.
Oh, I don't want to plead guilty.
Okay, and I'm ready for the announcement. I'm sorry, I can't hear you, Mr. Bartels.
I don't want a lawyer.
I'll be submitting an order to the court, and we'll just need a reset to an 11 a.m. calendar.
Okay, that is position 24 and 25. Okay, understood.
I don't want a lawyer. This is what I get a lawyer.
Reset for eval.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't want a lawyer. I don't want a lawyer.
What about position 13? Was there announced? Oh, that one's being transferred.
Transferred, yeah.
Yes,
Yep,
Your
I've got
Honor.
that transferred.
And we are still waiting to hear back from the DA's office on that. I have emailed them and sent them a text message this morning.
All right, if someone would please, Ms. Kim or someone go speak to Mr. Carter as well. I'm sure he's gonna have additional questions. 24 and 25, we just.
I spoke with him yesterday, Judge.
Oh, he's got it. He understands.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's
Well, as much as he would like to understand, he does. All right. Position 31, do we have an announcement? What was that one? Shelby Marshall, is that reset?
Reset SAP 3425.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're pretty much done. We're just holding on 49. Oh no, we have a couple more. What was let's see. And what do we have for 46? Oh, Ms. McLeod, we already reset your cases. We reset your cases to Tuesday, Ms. McLeod, because of your jury trial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, take care. See you soon, Ms. McLeod. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, what was the announcement for 46, 47?
Reset SAP 31325.
Okay. So we're not holding on that. So I have the only position we're holding on is 49.
I have the same.
Okay.
Your Honor, would you like to go over the calendar before you
I was
depart?
gonna see if we, is there any other party in the courtroom we could take or no? Is 49 in the courtroom?
Now the courtroom, we saw everybody in the courtroom.
Okay, so let's review the calendar, Mr. Jordan, if we can.
Your Honor, briefly, position 49 would not be prejudiced by reset.
By a reset, understood.
Extra
Okay.
time. Plus, I believe he has felony hold as well.
All right, so we're gonna reset SAP 1 week. All right, Mr. Jordan, if you would review the calendar for me so we can dismiss those who are only here for SAP.
Positions 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all reset to the SAP calendar on 3/6/25. Position 6 is reset SAP 3/6/25. Position 7 was a plea. Position 8 is a null pros. Position 9 was a 9 and 10 were pleas. Positions 11 and 12 were pleas. Position 13 is reset to the 3/6/25 SAP pending transfer. Position 14 is reset SAP 3/4/25. Positions 15, 16, and 17 are reset to the SAP calendar on 3/4/25. Position 18 was a plea. Position 19 was a plea. Position 20 was null pros. Position 21 is reset to the 3/6/25 competency calendar. Same with position 22. Position 23 is reset to the 3/6/25 competency calendar. Position 24 is reset to the 3/6/25 competency calendar. Position 25 is reset to the 3/6/25 competency calendar. Position 26 was a plea. Position 27 was null pros. Position 28 waived jury. Position 29 was a plea. Position 30 was null pros. Position 31 was reset to the 3/4/25 SAP. Position 32 is reset to the 3/6/25 SAP. Position 33 was a plea. Position 34 is a waived jury. Position 35 is reset to the 3/6/25 SAP pending transfer. Position 36 waived jury. Position 37 and 38. Did I do that right?
Yeah, they're null
Oh, it
pros.
was null pros.
Null pros.
Were they both null pros?
Both null pros.
Okay, thank you. Position 39 was a plea. Position 40 was null pros. Position 41 was a plea. Position 42 was null pros. Position 43 was a plea. Position 44 waived jury. Position 45 waived jury. Position 46 is reset to the 3/13/25 SAP. Position 47 was reset to the 3/13/25 SAP. Position 48 was arraigned and reset jury. Position we're still hold no position 49
Reset for the week.
SAP 3/6/25. Position 50 and 51 were pleas. Position 52 is reset SAP 3/4/25, and position 53 is reset SAP 3/4/25.
Your Honor, actually, position number 49, Mr. Williams is here. They just brought him here.
Okay. All right. He's gonna have to hold one moment for Judge Law. I have to drop off and be back in another court. I can report back in 15 minutes if she is not yet here. So we're gonna take a 15-minute break. Wait, well, let me see. What was the announcement for 49?
Non-negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Oh, that's gonna take a moment. Okay. We're gonna take a short break. Hopefully Judge Law will be here. She's expected to be here at 11. If not, I will be back and I will handle this. All right. So let's take a short break.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And what about the add-on, Ms. Kim, that you asked about? Was that gonna be?
Reginald Lee, I was wondering.
No, Your Honor. There are victims on that case, so that would violate Marcy's law if we went forward.
All right, understood. All right, take care, everyone. See you shortly, perhaps, or perhaps Judge Law will be here.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
You have the case number for Reginald Lee?
Wait for 15 minutes.
Ms. Kim,
Yes,
you have the case number for Reginald Lee?
yes, I do. It is, give me 1 second. I have to look it up, sorry, but I can quickly find it. Okay. It is,
Oh, I got it. The 24 CR 005640J.
yes,
I'll put it on Tuesday's calendar. The
Okay.
3-4 calendar.
yes, thank you.
They start interviewing next door. You, hey. Yeah, making sure you see me.
Oh.
No, I'm not here for SAP. You're good. I'm here for the 11 o'clock.
Announcement
Yes.
is right here. I
I
have
have that
two-
works.
two copies. You can have one.
You said you have to?
Yeah.
What's
I'll
going
give you
on
one.
with Word? Yeah. I just got some folks I need from Okay, good.
So, yeah, absolutely. That way, you can figure out what you do.
Appreciate you.
My pleasure.
No, it's like, people just can't wait till they get outside and fill it up. I know, it's been about 10 to 12 years ago. Up until then.
Right, I know he's comfortable, I know he's conflict, but I thought he was given.
Oh, it's because,
With the ankle monitor.
no, it's because, attorney, Crawford attorney had jury trials there. So she was not available, that's why. He was here.
I wonder what's holding him.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. You made it to the competency calendar real quick, because I just seen Friday in, Seaport.
We know what to security, did they ask you about the card for your time?
No.
Security, okay.
He's new.
All right, good morning. My name is Judge Law, and we're going to resume with our state all-purpose calendar, previously handled by Judge Williams. Ms. Mokeke, good morning. You had another non-negotiated plea to handle, to address?
Yes, Your Honor. It was position 49, Christopher Williams.
Okay, thank you. And is it going to be in courtroom 2?
Yes, he was in courtroom 2 with PD Kim.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, we are here.
All right, good morning. All right. This is State versus Christopher Williams. Mr. Williams, my name is Judge Law, and I'll be continuing with this calendar. Good morning, Ms. Greenhouse. Are we ready to go? Okay, thank you. All right. This is case number 21 CR 3254E. Mr. Williams, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and representing you this morning is Ms. Kim. The charges brought against Mr. Williams was stemming from a traffic incident of July 2019, hit and run, possession of an open alcohol container, violation of the use of an instructional permit, provisional license, or temporary license, a failure to have license on person, driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs, and misdemeanor possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce. This is going to be a non-negotiated plea, which means that I'm first going to hear from the prosecutor as to what is the reason that they are making a particular recommendation if you decide to plead guilty or no contest. And then your attorney is going to give me an alternative recommendation. I will let you know which recommendation I will either select, or I may exercise my third option and not accept either plea offer and take this case down for trial. So, Ms. Mokeke, are we ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
This incident happened in July of 2019. The defendant is accused of hitting a structure without reporting the incident. He had an open container of Stella Artois in the driver's seat of his vehicle. His license required him to have a licensed passenger in the car, and he did not have one. He also didn't have his license on his person at the time. It is also suspected that the defendant was under the influence of alcohol and other controlled substances. Officers also found 0.47 grams of marijuana in his vehicle. This defendant has a total of 11 arrest cycles, 4 out of Georgia, 7 out of Texas, 2 2025 FTAs, a 2025 collision involving damage to a vehicle out of Texas. It does look like that was dismissed, but our recommendation is based mainly on the concerning facts of this case, and also the fact that he has a 2021 conviction for a DUI. He had a count for DUI alcohol and a count for DUI being under the influence of drugs. He also had 1 count of possession of a Schedule I controlled substance. He did receive first offender treatment in that 2021 conviction. The state's recommendation for count 1 in this case is 12 months to run concurrent with count 5 and a $300 fine. For count 2, it is 12 months to run concurrent with count 5 and a $200 fine. Count 3 is the same to run concurrent with count 5 and a $200 fine. Count 4 is 12 months to run concurrent with count 5. Count 5 is 12 months to serve 60 days, credit for time served 9 days, that he pay a $600 fine, do a risk reduction course, a victim impact panel, that he undergo an ADET, and have 240 hours of community service. We will be null crossing count 6 upon the taking of this plea, should the defendant decide to take it. And I would just ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification.
And Ms. Mokeke, on the fine for the DUI count 5, what was that amount?
It was $600, Your Honor.
600, okay.
So it's not $100 that is right here. I guess there was typo.
I have on the printed material I got from Ms. Folk, it says $100, but I don't know whether she meant $1,000 or whether this was $100, because that's not the statutory amount.
Let me take a look at that, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. What was sent out did say $100, and that was the offer that was sent to Ms. Kim and the defendant, Mr. Williams.
So is it $100 for the DUI and then the original fines?
Since that was the offer that was sent out, we will go with $100 fine for the DUI because that is what was originally offered.
Mr. Jordan, yes? I'm sorry, you're muted.
So she just said $600 fine when she was briefing.
I did say a $600 fine, but that is not what was sent out to PD Kim, and that is not the offer she received, so.
Yeah, $100 fine on a DUI?
Okay, so let me apologize. I actually modified the fine. I was supposed to put $1,000 and I was working too quickly. However, statutorily, it has to be either a $300 or $600 fine, depending on which offense this is. So if that's a deal breaker, we can remove it and go forward, but we can't give a plea offer that is void on its face for not complying with the statute.
That would be correct then. That's why I'm asking whether that was supposed to be $1,000 fine or whether you were going with a $600 fine. Which was the typo, the 1 or the missing 0?
The missing 0.
Miss Kim, do you want to talk to your client? This would be his second DUI conviction. This would have to be a statutory $600 fine. In addition to that, the state is recommending an interlock device, which can only be used once he has a valid driver's license. And since this is his second DUI conviction, he won't be valid for a DUI license, for a driver's license for 12 months.
Your Honor, this case is similar that happened 2019, almost 5 years ago. So, I mean, he's willing to comply with all those conditions, except that he has to take care of his grandmother, who is currently going through medical conditions where he's going to be a caregiver.
Either someone else has to drive or he has to use Uber.
I mean, we just want to reduce the jail time, that's all. Right now, this shows that.
That I'll think about later. Right now, I'm talking about the fine and so forth.
Oh, those are fine with him. Yeah.
Okay, and he understands that he won't be driving for at least 12 months.
He understands.
Okay. All right. So let's hear from your side with regards to jail time.
Just no more jail time, please, or very, very reduced jail time.
So the state's asking for 60 days less 9 days. How many more days would he have to serve in jail?
21 more days, Your Honor.
21 more days. Okay. And this will be his second DUI, and I think under the statute, it's 30 days minimum. Am I correct, Ms. Mokeke?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll be to serve 30 days, credit for time served 9 days. So that would be what he has 11 more days?
4 days, Your Honor.
Y'all do the math, guys. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yes, 6 more days, Your Honor.
I think it's 11. Mr. Jordan, can you help out? I feel like I'm playing trivia right now. Is it A, B, or C?
What was the question there?
To serve 30 days, credit for time served 9 days.
It would be 60.
Days.
It should be 60, Judge, because if the jail's going to give him 2 for 1 day, he's only going to do 15.
No, if I amend
Unless
it,
you
the statutory minimum is 30 days for a second DUI.
So do you want me to write 30 days straight time?
If I grant to serve 30 days, credit for time served 9 days, how many more days would he have to serve in the jail?
Look at the jail.
My math is that he would have to serve 6 more days in the jail.
In here. I have a same.
So he has currently been in for a total of 11 days. So, right.
Okay,
So 4 days more?
so 4 more days.
Yes. 4 more days.
Yes.
Okay,
That would be awesome.
all right. Would that be acceptable?
Yes.
And the state, do you have an objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Kim, so your client would have to pay a total of $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $1,300 in fines, plus court costs and surcharges. Do the programs, the ADET, the 240 hours of community service. He won't be allowed to operate a motor vehicle for a minimum period of 12 months, after which he may apply for his license to be reinstated or apply for an instructional permit with strict compliance with the rules regarding instructional permits or provisional licenses. Is your client willing to accept these terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID of this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Williams, have you consumed, I'm sorry, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
Have you understood what's going on in your case?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you satisfied with your legal services?
Yes, ma'am.
If you decide to plead guilty to these charges, you know your license would have to be suspended for a minimum period of 12 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And you will not be eligible for reinstatement for 12 months from today.
Yes, ma'am.
If you decide to plead guilty to this charge, this will be your second DUI conviction on your record. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the court and the prosecutors are only willing to accept a guilty plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you entering this plea freely, willingly, and knowingly?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. In that case, then I'm sure you've spoken to your attorney. You understand that by pleading guilty to these charges, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You will not get the opportunity to challenge these charges in a court of law, to face your accusers, to be able to present your defenses, arguments, and mitigating factors through your attorney. And the prosecution won't have to carry her burden to prove the charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to hit and run?
Guilty.
How do you plead to possession of an open alcohol container?
Guilty.
Violation of rules regarding instructional permits or provisional licenses?
Guilty.
Failure to have license on person?
Guilty.
And driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs?
Guilty.
For count 1, hit and run is 12 months concurrent with a DUI charge, count 5, and that's a $300 fine. For count 2, it's a 12 months probation concurrent with count 5, a $200 fine. For count 3 is 12 months probation concurrent with count 5, and that's a $200 fine. Count 4 is 12 months probation concurrent with count 5, and that's that. Count 6, the possession of marijuana is going to be null prost. And for the DUI, count 5, your sentence is 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for time served 11 days. You have 4 more days to serve at the Fulton County Jail, which means that you will be released most likely on Monday, Sunday, or Monday. You will report to Fulton County Probation on Thursday, next Thursday, and that would be March 6th. Would that be correct, Ms. Kim?
I believe so. Your Honor, can he report telephonically, Your Honor?
No, in person. Absolutely no telephonic reporting for a DUI.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Right? It would be March 6th, which is next Thursday before 3 p.m. The Fulton County Probation Office is located at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. While you're on probation, you will pay a total of $1,300 in fines plus the court costs and surcharges. You will make your payments at a minimum rate of $100 per month until the entire fine or court cost surcharges and probation fees are paid off. You will enroll and complete a risk reduction program within 6 months from today. You will attend and complete 2 victim impact panels, and that must be done within 6 months from today. You will complete an alcohol and drug evaluation and submit yourself to any treatment within 15 days from today. So within 15 days, you must go to a healthcare provider and do the alcohol and drug evaluation, and then submit yourself to any counseling, treatment, AA sessions as required by the evaluator. You will complete 240 hours of community service at any nonprofit agency, but it cannot be a church, it cannot be a school. It can be something like Salvation Army, Veterans Aid, Animal Rescue, Goodwill, but it cannot be a school and it cannot be a church, cannot be a college, all right? And you must do your community service at a minimum rate of 20 hours per month. So every month you must do a minimum of 20 hours. You can do more, but it must be a minimum of 20 hours because that you have 240 hours to do and you only have 12 months to do it. At all times while you are on probation, you're not to consume any illegal drugs and you're not to consume any alcoholic beverages. You will be subject to random screens by probation. If you fail these screens, your probation can be revoked and you could end up spending the rest of the year in jail.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. I do not, since Judge Williams did the DV calendar and the rest of the SAP calendar, if you all want to go over the calendar, Mr. Jordan would have to announce the results or the outcomes.
Your Honor, we've actually already gone over the calendar.
Okay,
We can
perfect.
again if you would like, but
No.
this position was the only one remaining that we did not have an announcement
Okay.
on. So we are prepared to go forward on the competency calendar.
All right, thank you. Anyone here who's not involved in the competency calendar at 11 a.m., you all are free to leave. Mr. Jordan, who's hosting? Ms. Grace?
Real quick, Your Honor, before we log off, am I sending the orders? Are those going to Miss Grace today?
Mr. Jordan.
Mr.
Michael
Jordan.
Jordan.
Thank you.
He's playing Casey Strong today. All right. All right. So let's see. Anyone else who's not involved in the competency calendar, you are free to go. Probation.
Your Honor, do you need me?
No, we're good. Thank you, Ms. Hardy. Thank you. I don't know who's on Samsung. ACDC is free to go unless we have someone from ACDC. Mr. Bartel, did you need anyone from ACDC?
No, Your Honor. I'm ready to start when y'all are.
Okay. Ms. Greenhouse, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Thank you. Mr. Jordan, do you know who that Samsung is? We have a person on Samsung. Yes.
Hello, that's me. Is this the case for Harry Head?
Yes, and you need to start your video.
Okay.
We're done with it.
Probation, you are also concluded. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome. Victim advocate is free to leave. And ACDC, unless you have a case, you're free to go. And Miss Grace, if you could place everyone, including Mr. Jordan, and Samsung would need to have a video on before we can continue.
I'm trying to get it.
All right. But Miss Grace, you can place the rest of us in a breakout, please.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you.
Ms. Makake, I just sent you a message. If you can take a look at it and return the message. If I get dropped out, if you can text me, that would be great. Thank you.
Now, were you able to start your video?
I can't figure out how to get it to, I'm trying to get in.
So you may have to log out and log back in, and when it
That's
asks,
what yeah,
click
that's
the,
what I thought I did.
so did you click it where it said to do your video on your cell phone?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
And I prompt her, Mr. Jordan.
Okay, I got it. I think that's it. Let me see.
Yeah, but when she gets her video on, Judge Law said you can bring her into the breakout room.
Okay, but she might need to do what you suggested. Whomever is on the Samsung, you might have to sign off totally out, ma'am, and then come back in.
Okay, let me see.
Just disconnect this.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get out of it and go back.
No, just end this one and come back in.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. It just keep, I don't know what this thing is doing. Okay, I know I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm sorry.
She just signing back in.
When she gets back on, you can let her in the breakout room.
Okay. Ma'am, can you get your video started? And unmute if you want to go into the breakout room.
This is Miss Burgess, Miss Grace. I'm trying to get in there with the.
Hi, Kia. You want to go into the breakout?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I thought you recognized my name. I'm sorry.
I did, but I was saying she didn't say anything, and I started to ask you, but we have one of the defendants' relative, I'm assuming, on the line
okay.
that we are trying to get, in the breakout. But hold on, I'll let you in.
Okay, thanks.
I've turned on everything. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or right or what. Okay, just good.
Do you see where I prompted, ask for you to start your video, ma'am?
Yes. And I've done that, and I've gone to turn, the camera says it need access to my camera, and I thought I've turned that on, but I don't understand what's going on with that. Thought I've done everything it said to do. Everything is turned on. I don't know what else to do.
You can just wait on the line till they come out from the breakout and see what the judge advises, ma'am.
Okay, because it's saying I need to allow Zoom to have access to my camera and I've done, I thought I.
So this is intake. Do you need a PO or intake officer?
No, the judge released you guys, but no one was there. So you can.
Okay. So
sign.
we're free to go?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Have a great day.
You do the same. Thank you.
Did we go to the physical courtroom? Wherever they are. They're here someplace. She may not know we down here.
Mr. Jordan, she still can't get her camera to come on. You're on mute.
I just went ahead and put it in the room.
Okay, you put in.
Yeah, so now she just gotta accept it. Because I think it's waiting for her to accept the breakout room.
Do I need to accept?
Yes.
Accept what?
It's asking you to join the breakout room, ma'am. Do you see that?
Okay, I don't.
You should see
it's
something
some-
like breakout room. Uh,
Okay, there she goes.
This is State versus Cortez McWhorter, case number 25CR. Oh, darn it. I released Miss Greenhouse. This is being recorded. Is this proceeding being recorded, Mr. Jordan? All right. Will the defense stipulate to the recording being the official record of the plea?
Yes, we will, Your Honor.
Okay. The state, do you have any objection?
No objection.
All right. So this is to case 25CR 000540J. Mr. Cortez McWhorter is accused of disorderly conduct, willful obstruction of an officer, and criminal trespass causing damage to property from February 1st, 2025. Mr. McWhorter, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney, and Mr. Paul Bartels representing you. May I place you under oath? Raise your right hand. You. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge? Yes or no?
Okay, say that again.
Do you promise that anything you say will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Definitely.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Folk, what's the recommendation?
State's recommendation is 12 months served 52 days, credit for time served 26 days from February 2nd, 2025 to today. Balance probated, BHET. Count 2, 12 months concurrent with count 1, $300 fine, and count 3, 12 months concurrent with count 1. We do ask the defense to stipulate to venue, factual basis, and identification for the purposes of the plea.
We do so stipulate.
All right. Mr. McWhorter, have you taken any alcohol or medication recently?
What day that was?
Today. Did you take anything today?
Some alcohol?
Medication?
Oh, no. I've been in jail all day. I've been in jail since February 1st. No alcohol, no medication.
All right. And are you satisfied with your lawyer? Are you satisfied with the lawyer who helped you in your case?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you understand that today that you have agreed to plead guilty and that you will be placed on probation?
Yes.
If you decide to do that, you will not have a trial in this case. You will not go back into a courtroom to face the people accusing you of these crimes.
Yes.
And you will not get the opportunity to challenge these charges in a trial, and the prosecutor won't have to prove the charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up all these rights?
Yes.
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty to disorderly conduct?
Guilty.
How do you plead to willful obstruction of an officer?
Yes.
Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And how do you plead to criminal trespass causing damage to property?
Guilty.
For count 1, your sentence is 12 months to serve 52 days, credit for time served 26 days. You will be released within 24 hours, but you must report to probation on Monday before 3 p.m. And the probation office is located at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta. I will waive your probation fees for 60 days as long as you get a behavioral health evaluation within 30 days.
And Your Honor, I've been told that he's going to a program called Genesis.
I've been going that program since I was 23.
Okay, well, I had suggested that he just continue with that. I think that would count for BHET.
Ms. Falk, any objection?
No objection.
All right. In lieu of the behavioral health evaluation, then I would like you to continue attending and doing the programs at the Genesis location.
Yes. And Ms. Williams just confirmed that it is an outpatient treatment program.
All right. For your first 2 months of probation, when your probation fees are waived, you need to bring proof to your probation officer that you are attending that program. Do you understand?
Yes, no problem.
If you bring proof that you're attending, then after 60 days, your probation will be non-reporting.
Okay, after 60 days?
Yes. You'll still be on probation, but you won't have to report, but they need the proof that you're attending and enrolled in the Genesis program.
Okay, that sounds good.
Position on count 2, the willful obstruction is going to be 12 months concurrent. With count 1, it's a $300 fine. Would you prefer to pay the fine, or would you prefer to do 30 hours of community service?
You said 30 hours. How many
Yeah.
days I do community service?
That's about 4 days,
4 days of community service?
or the
Yeah.
5, whichever you want.
Well, I would do community service. Where community service is located if I decide to do community service?
If you do work at the Genesis program, if you do some work like clean up or help them out, and you do 30 hours of work, I'll accept that.
Oh, so I do 30.
Or you can go to Goodwill, or you can go to Animal Rescue, Salvation Army.
Okay, I can do the Goodwill. Goodwill at
You do wherever they accept you.
So 30 hours,
30 hours, so there'll be 4 days and all.
just about 4 days.
30 hours. So
You
do I go
figure it out.
do I go every day or do I every day?
That you would have to discuss with where you do the work. They will give you a schedule, and you may get it done in 4 days, you may get it done in 30 days.
Okay, so I can do the Goodwill. Thank you so
Wherever
much.
they accept you,
That's only if they accept me.
correct.
Okay, so if they don't accept me, what
Then you're gonna find another nonprofit company to do the good, to do.
So I'm supposed to show them paperwork that I'm planning on doing community service, so I can clean up their property.
Community service at any nonprofit company. The company must be nonprofit, and they are willing to accept you, and then you must do the work at that location without causing any trouble.
So how do I sign up? How do I have to prove?
Probation will talk to you.
So I still gotta show up in probation
Yes.
about
Until you do the
service.
community service.
Oh,
They'll tell you how to do
so how would they find out if I cleaned up the property or not?
The supervisor will give you a letter and
Uh-huh.
say, Cortez McWhorter has done 10 hours. Cortez McDar has done 20 hours. Must add up all together to 30 hours.
Okay. All right.
And on count 3 is 12 months concurrent with count 1.
But the way I can either try church property too?
Nope, no church, no school,
Oh, no church. Just
and
be
no school.
well, like maybe like Kroger, Walmart, or something like that.
Nope, those are not, they are all private
So
companies.
probation will refer you to.
Oh, okay. So if I don't know if they go to Goodwill, they'll find me a place to start. Okay, thank you so much, man. Now,
Best of luck.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. Okay, right. Mr. Jordan, can you communicate, once we get the plea paperwork, can you make sure Mrs. Thomas gets that with probation?
Before they stand right there.
Okay. All right, folks, thank you so much. We will,
Because I'll spend the rest of my day doing orders.
well, I think I'll see everyone tomorrow at C Calendar, or maybe someone will show up. Maybe
Yep.
Mr. Jordan.
What time is it? Does anybody have
I
the
think it's
time?
about 12.
Time is 12:07.
Thank you, very nice.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Have a